This is the fourth in the series of what's growing in my garden. This is the ditch at the road at the back of our house, and we've got milkweed, 3 different kinds of milkweed, and some native monarda, that's bee balm. There will be some other nectar plants in here, but this is the drainage that if we get a flood event, the water runs down through here all the way down the street, and then at the end of the street there's a glory hole that goes out to the lake, which is right behind those shrubs and the house that's there. So we're just across the street from the houses that have lakefront property. So what I've done here is made basically a rain garden. It is planned for a 50-year flood event. This is a path that it's nice for walking, but it also marks the low point coming from the front yard, which we created a little bit of a divot to drain from the house towards the curb without going over the curb. And then it would come around here, and then the gutters from half of the house come out in this area right here and fill this little drainage right here, and this will eventually, if there's enough water, it will run out, fill the drainage, and then head to the left out towards the road out here this way. We have not had that flood event. We have had a pretty significant flood, but not a huge flood event. And I love my stepping stones. I really love it when it fills up with water, but that doesn't happen much in the summertime. Initially I had this in grass, but it just got so weedy and then didn't flow. So there is landscape fabric below this gravel, and then that's about the best we can do. We had to rebuild this twice to keep it from getting too overrun. And then this bed right here, we might as well include this with the larch bed. This is the crabapple bed. There is a prairie fire crabapple, and this bed is in development. It had been a small bed right around the crabapple, but all of this area above where the pipe comes out from the drainage of the roof of the house, it just got all filled in. So I decided it needed to be a garden bed, and yay, less to mow. So in here we have lavender and another one. This is another one of those midwinter fire, which will, you know, as you can see from over here, you can see how big they are. Walk around here. They are in the background, and they were over my head. They're at least 6 or 7 feet tall, and they're probably 6 feet wide. So coming back to here, you can envision that this will be probably 3 times as wide, and it'll probably be, you know, at least up to this tall. So it will take up that space, and looking from this little pass-through that we're gonna make a little bit more prominent, this little walk-through right here that was actually made so that I could more easily drag the hose around, because there's no irrigation in this yard. And so you can see that when the crabapple has lost its leaves, and then all winter long having that great big midwinter fire that's right here with its beautiful branches in the winter will look fantastic against the blue of that blue spruce. And that blue spruce tree was the only woody plant on the property when we got here. The rest was pasture grass and 4 noxious weeds that we had to eradicate before we could even get started. So here in this crabapple bed, we have the catmint, California poppy, there's some liatris. This is a regular bleeding heart, a couple of blue fescue grasses. Here's more of the garlic chives. I have that in a lot of strategic places. It blooms white, so it's really nice burst of really pale color that the bees adore in in the very early fall. And of course, I can't get enough of my California poppies. I just think they look so great with so many things. I will be putting Clarkia in there. And one of the beds I have Clarkia to show you, and that will be really cool. Oh, I do have Clarkia to show you right over here. Let's do that real quick. So here is our native Clarkia, this pink flower. Right here. And you can see how cool that looks with the California poppy. And the Clarkia is native here. These are Flanders poppies right here. There we go. It will be red. I got 2 of them. I got them from my neighbor. And they'll make seeds, and then I'll scatter the seeds around. All right, that's enough for this little video. We'll move on to the next area.